Food journal and nutritional reflection. What is a food journal? A food journal is a daily log of everything a person eats and drinks, including meals, snacks, condiments, and beverages. It helps track not only what is consumed, but also how much, when, and sometimes even why. The purpose of this assignment is to better understand the connection between what we eat and how we perform, both physically and mentally. Our daily food choices directly impact energy levels, concentration, performance, and overall well being. To support this analysis, I use Chronometer, a nutritional tracking app, to record my food intake over a period of 3 days. This tool allowed me to monitor key nutrients such as calories, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, which are essential in evaluating how well I'm fueling my body. By reflecting on this data, I aim to identify strengths and areas for improvement in my current diet and explore how intentional food choices can lead to better performance and health. Target nutritional recommendations. For energy, 1,958 kilocalories, protein, 122.4 grams, carbohydrates, 220.3 grams, fat, 65.3 grams, fiber, 38 grams, calcium, 1,000 milligrams, sodium, 1,500 milligrams. Comparing my 3-day values to the chronometer intake, for 3 days, my energy was at 708.7 kilocalories, protein at 41.5 grams, carbohydrates at 130 grams, fat at 41.2 grams, fiber at 7.9 grams, calcium at 1,010 milligrams, sodium at 1,303.5 milligrams. According to my 3-day data, for energy, it was a little bit of a deficit. Consuming only about 708 kilocalories daily is significantly below the recommended 1,958 kilocalories, which could lead to fatigue, poor concentration, and reduced physical performance. It may also slow metabolism over time. There's also a protein gap at about 41.5 grams per day, reaching only about 34% of the protein goal. This may hinder muscle repair, immune function, and feeling full. If a person is active or trying to build muscle, this shortfall is especially important. Carbohydrates, the target reached is only at 130 grams per day, which is just about half the target. Carbs are the body's primary energy source, especially for brain function and physical activity. Low intake may cause sluggishness or irritability. Fat, which was closer to the target, still falls short. Healthy fats are essential for hormone production, cell structure, and absorbing fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K. Fiber at only 7.9 grams per day is about 21% of the recommended amount. This can lead to digestive issues and poor blood sugar regulation. From the 3-day values collected, the calcium and sodium were right on track, which is great. It does suggest I'm getting enough from my daily or fortified foods and avoiding excess salt. Comparison to the U.S. Dietary Guidelines for 2020 through 2025. These guidelines emphasize nutrient density, choosing foods that offer vitamins, minerals, and fiber without excess calories, sugar, or saturated fat. My current intake suggests a lack of variety and balance, especially in whole grains, lean proteins, fruits, and vegetables. The guidelines recommend protein from diverse sources like seafood, lean meats, legumes, and nuts, carbs primarily from whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, fat, focusing on unsaturated fats such as olive oil or nuts, and limiting saturated fats. Fiber, increase intake through whole grains, legumes, fruits, and vegetables. My low energy and macronutrient intake may not support optimal physical and mental performance, which the guidelines highlight as a key goal of healthy eating. Modifications to meet these targets. To improve my intake for energy, I could add snacks like trail mix, peanut butter on whole grain, or smoothies with oats and fruits. For protein, I could include eggs, cottage cheese, lentils, or protein-rich snacks like edamame or Greek yogurt. For carbs, I could choose brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat pasta, and starchy vegetables like sweet potatoes and corn. I could increase my fat by using avocado, olive oil, and flax seeds. For fiber, I can add chia seeds, berries, whole grain cereals, and legumes to meals. For calcium, I could continue with my dairy or fortified plant-based milks, add leafy greens like kale or bok choy. For sodium, I could stay mindful of processed foods and opt for herbs or spices instead of salt for flavor. 3 nutrient-rich foods I can add. I am a vegetarian, so incorporating a variety of plant-based, nutrient-dense foods is essential to meeting nutritional needs. 3 sources that I could consider are broccoli, which is packed with fiber, vitamin C, vitamin K, and calcium. Broccoli supports healthy digestion, boosts immune system, and contributes to bone health. Broccoli also contains antioxidants that may help reduce inflammation and protect against chronic disease. I could also incorporate sweet potatoes, which is a great source of complex carbs, dietary fiber, and vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for healthy skin, vision, and immune function. Sweet potatoes also provide potassium, which supports heart health and proper muscular function. Chickpeas are rich in plant-based protein, iron, and folate. They also provide fiber, complex carbs that help maintain energy levels and support digestion. Including legumes like chickpeas can help ensure adequate intake of essential amino acids and minerals often lacking in a vegetarian diet. For the food label example, I did choose a vegetarian power bowl. For total calories at 708.7 kilocalories. Calories from fat is about 370 kilocalories. Percentage calories from fat is about 52%. Total carbohydrates at 130 grams. And total protein at 41.5 grams. And total fiber at 7.9 grams. For my conclusion, tracking my dietary intake over 3 days using chronometer provided valuable insight into how my eating habits align with nutritional recommendations and the dietary guidelines. I discovered that my intake of energy, protein, carbohydrates, and fiber was consistently below target, which may impact my physical energy, mental focus, and digestive health. However, I was pleased to see that my calcium and sodium levels were within recommended ranges, reflecting some positive choices in my current diet. As a vegetarian with various allergies, I've learned to I've learned the importance of incorporating diverse, nutrient rich whole foods such as lentils, quinoa, tofu, and leafy greens to meet my nutritional needs. This experience has encouraged me to be more intentional about meal planning and to prioritize foods that support both physical performance and long term health. Going forward, I plan to increase my intake of plant based proteins, whole grains, and fiber rich vegetables to fuel my body and mind.